So we have got a video coming up next is Stephen and Alex. They are the CEO and CTO of Bridge Protocol. Got a video that they're going to start with, and then they'll be up. Give them a round of applause when they do.
Identity is what makes us all unique. From the way we shop, travel, and connect with the world around us, it allows us to identify with one another and maneuver through both physical and digital worlds. However, this interconnectivity comes with its own set of challenges. People no longer have control over their sensitive information. The more data we share, the less control we have over it. We no longer get to decide who sees or profits from it. And that opens the door for bad actors. Our identity is our unique DNA. It's what sets us apart from one another. But in this digital world, our identities are more vulnerable than ever. We regularly disclose more information than we need to for services that we deem free. These services can come at a very high cost. But luckily, Bridge Protocol strives to reduce this cost, creating a world where you decide who sees your data, and you determine the data you want to be seen. A world where you control your identity. Bridge Protocol is the future of digital identity. Utilizing blockchain technology, Bridge assures safe and secure identity verification for both the user and businesses alike. Users can digitize their identity with the Bridge Passport, all without having to store any sensitive information. Digital certificates are created from metadata, keeping your sensitive information securely off the blockchain and establishing instant points of trust for both the user and business. These claims are vague by intent, preserving anonymity. Whether your business needs to verify age, residency, or any additional claim, Bridge delivers comprehensive compliance checks through trusted verifiers. The Bridge extension allows users to send their NEO address along with their verified identity, ensuring businesses get what they need to be compliant and nothing more. Take control of your identity. Bridge. Identity secured.
Well, can you hear me? How's everybody doing? I'm Steve Hyduchak of Bridge Protocol. I'm the CEO. I'm here with Alex Guba. He's our CTO. Thank you to our creative team for making compliance sound cool, and hopefully we won't try to bore you too much, but we're happy to be here, guys. NEO's throwing a great event. We had tons of Starbucks, and we tried the new Seattle hot dogs, so that was pretty cool too. So without further ado, we'll get into it. So the first thing that we wanted to tackle under Bridge was obviously the blockchain element, but when you pull that back, it's really, where's the problem, and that's with the cost. So, we saw traditional know your customer KYC, anti-money laundering compliance was expensive. $2 for some of the most basic checks, up to $60 for accredited investor checks. So that's things that you're seeing in these STOs now, TGEs, whatever the new term may be. It's very expensive and kind of limits this whole space on what it was supposed to do for community involvement and participation. So those are one of the things that we wanted to tackle with this solution. And it's a compliance tool out of the box. So what that means is the business doesn't have to go in and try to figure out what kind of, do I need this watch list? Do I need to certify this passport? How do I do this accredited investor check? It's already done for them and explained very, very easily. And with our system, the users only verify once. So I'm sure we've all been there, multiple exchanges, send your passport with a selfie. There's a cost for that. Not only are you sending your information, but that business also has to pay that KYC verifier. So by doing this one time through a trusted party, kind of eliminates that element. And now we're seeing a call from regulators all over the world. And what that means is they want better tracking, we want better compliance, and we see that buzzword around here. But what that means is there's been traditional securities regulations, there's been financial instruments that need these things when you go into your bank to open an account, different things like that. So we're just standardizing that. And what that means is we found that a Chrome extension, regardless of what blockchain you're using, it's more simple for the user, and that's what we really wanted to hit home. Another thing we saw was businesses are coming to us and saying, what do we need, like I mentioned? Do we do a Reg D or Reg S for accredited investors? How do I certify those documents? We need a streamlined way to do that. Do I need to make sure I use facial recognition in my document verification? What is a good standard of due diligence? And those are things that we provide out of the box. So you're seeing a space of this, and obviously it's a good thing as a business when there's other players in this space. That means that there's a business need. So we're seeing a lot of different companies come in with social media scoring, transaction history ID, companies like Chainalysis that will track them, blacklist them, whitelist them from exchange issues and things like that. But the social media scoring is, in my opinion, a bit of a not a good way to identify somebody. We all know there's a lot of bots on Telegram, there's a lot of bots on Twitter and LinkedIn, and quantifying somebody's identity that way, I don't think is good. So you need a good onboarder, a safer onboarder to bring them onto the digital world, and that's what we do. One of the other big words that we hear is this GDPR. There's multiple doctrines, it's expensive, and that's kind of one of the things that with the blockchain identity and the way that we architected this is the business doesn't need to worry about GDPR from the sense of we know what it is, we can deal with this. When they use something like Bridge, we shift the power back to the user. So once for that sole intent that your ID is secured, you go through the process, they get a Bridge passport, you have these claims of over 18 or accredited investor or not, that allows them to say, hey, I can control my identity. That exchange doesn't hold that information anymore, and it's pretty darn cool because that means you don't need to deal with regulators anymore hitting you with a big fee. And as you can see here, the cost is almost 3 times as much, rather to be a non-compliance than compliance. So we can bring a cheaper solution from the beginning, and that will give them the tools to say, hey, if it's easier and cheaper, we'll hit it from the get-go.
All right, thanks, Stephen. So now, as we're talking about Bridge Protocol, what is it? From more of a technical perspective, at its core, there's 3 elements of the Bridge Protocol network. The first is really about a secure claims transmission protocol. So when we're talking about identity, it's really, our identity is made up essentially of a collection of claims about us. Are we over the age of 18? What's our name? What's our social security number? So really, it's about these reusable, portable claims that can be securely transmitted in a peer-to-peer fashion in use for both authentication and authorization purposes. You're allowed to use a service. Well, we're going to authorize you based on these claims. It's also a network of trusted partners. On the Bridge Protocol network, we are verifying these partners on the network that when you go to submit those claims about yourself, you know who you're submitting them to. And also, it's a data verification marketplace. And this is the most interesting to the community. Verifiers, they want to verify different types of information, your name, address, phone number. Also, it could be things like a college degree or a certification in an industry. Third parties can actually offer their services on the Bridge Protocol network for a fee to be able to offer this to end users to extend the marketplace, extend the types of claims you can put in the passport, and really build out the ecosystem. Now, all this sounds complicated, but we've made this easy to use and integrate into all your systems. So we've decided on a web browser-based, browser extension-based interface that will let users who have no tech or crypto experience easily and effortlessly take advantage of the power of the NEO blockchain and the other supported chains. And it's really with a simple one-click deployment and cross-platform support, some of the deployment challenges for IT staff and other individuals is mediated. So users are in control. Obviously, user data security is a big issue these days, and users manage their own payloads, and they are empowered to manage that data, sending that data only to the people they choose when they choose. And for the IT folks, it's containerized. So this is going to reduce your upfront development costs, lower your integration times, and it's going to seamlessly integrate with your existing workflows and infrastructure. As some of you might know, in Q4, we did a community beta. And with that, we had launched the final version of the Bridge Protocol key server contract onto the NEO mainnet. We also launch our production microservices and APIs. We launched a version of the Bridge protocol extension on Chrome exclusively. And as far as the verification process, we had over 100 community members go through the process end-to-end, taking their real-world identity, translating that into their digital identity claims, and using that on the network. For all of you in this room or out there watching, if you participated, thank you, and we heard your feedback. So now to the good stuff. So March, we've heard your feedback. We have the network. We're now announcing in March 2019, we're going to be doing the Bridge Protocol open launch to the public. So for the Bridge Protocol open launch, we're going to be doing version 1. We've done substantial network infrastructure upgrades, and we've also reduced the network fees for services. We've also made major upgrades to the claims protocol since the beta. And based on your feedback, we've heard what you said, and we actually took the extension experience, revised the experience, and then we now support Chrome, Firefox, and Opera, and other Chromium-compliant browsers. We revamped and created a new Network Explorer to provide transparency for transactions and other activity on the network. And we're now going to also release samples and documentation on how you can get your hands on this and integrate it into your DApps and websites. Another announcement we'd like to make is that we are going to be open sourcing the critical components of the Bridge protocol, namely the SDK, the extension client, some of the integration modules, and the other containers. So really, the community can start to really, truly get in here, integrate, and even help us extend the protocol. In addition to that launch, we're talking about verification providers and types of claims on the network. Our major initiative of 2019 is announcing a really exciting project called Project AVER that is going to be intelligent identity verification using the latest AI, machine learning, and computer vision to provide the highest level of fidelity in identity verification from the real world to digital. We're going to be able to do digital verification, document verification for all government-issued identities worldwide with advanced fraud detection. We're going to be doing real-time video and image analysis to pull attributes about the person like facial recognition, ethnicity, age, gender assumption, national language detection, and also some geographic tracking and attributes like that to really get a good picture of who's sitting behind that computer trying to attest to their real identity and get that into the digital world and really identify them.
And this goes back to what I was saying, really concerning with the cost. And I think this is the coolest thing for this space. So you look at all these token economies. You know, we want to bring traditional businesses and players in here, and you pull back that layer, and what were we doing? We were middlemaning our network partners and trying to offer this service and garner adoption. So these businesses are looking for this service, and this allows us to say, hey, we provide this service for half the cost of the cheapest in the market. And trust me, we've talked to over 10 providers in this space, and they're not going to be able to compete with what we've built here. And this will really garnish not only the whole KYC AML compliance, but it will also complement the Bridge Protocol network. So that's really what we wanted to hit home there. Besides basic due diligence, as Alex mentioned, we have geolocation tracking through browsers, so some of the best new technology that you can get when it comes to facial recognition and identity verification. So it's pretty cool. And not only will this help STOs or exchanges, but we have different watch lists that check politically exposed persons and Medicare, finance, as you can see. It's a pretty broad spectrum. So in terms of adoption and wanting to get into different markets, the sky is the limit as far as we can sell it. So we're pretty excited about that. And it's going to reduce time under a minute. Most checks can be done. The Bridge extension, I hope some of you guys have checked out. If not, please do. It's a very easy process. The claims are there, and this will help speed that up as well. And I think that's it. And we really appreciated being here. And I hope you guys enjoyed the video and our talk. Thank you.
Thank you.